So the meeting has begun. So basically, I did not plan on talking alone, so I'm gonna have to try and brainstorm some stuff to come up with on the fly. But feel free to ask questions while I'm talking in the team chat, and I'm recording for Coolio. And maybe we might post this on our Discord later on. So, say if they wanted to know what's going on, we just upload it to the Discord and they can watch what we're talking about. So, any questions first before I get on to what I'm going to talk about? Like, if y'all have questions on what's going to be coming up, what's going to happen, just that type of stuff. Go on. Alright, let's see. What should I talk about? So, dates. I don't really have any dates planned out yet, but I'm wanting to have this project go on for 9 to 15 months. As you know, Pedro, I don't think Killer or I don't know if Coolio was in that conversation, but I want this project to be long enough that we actually have something that's good. But say we're still working on it in that 15 months time and we're still enjoying it and we're like, hey, this still needs work, we still work on that. Now, I do want to have a few betas go out to my brother and a few friends of mine. Like, once we get gun mechanics down and a simple map, just for playtesting. And then, say we have like 5 guns out, I could distribute it to my brother and a few friends of mine. And if, say, y'all could send it to a friend. And once we get the results back of what they think about it, then we can go on from there. Say they don't like the gun mechanic. Say the assault rifle might be too fast. Say the AK-12 might be too fast, and they're like, huddle it down a bit because this is just way too overpowered, something like that. And I want to do that in like the next month or two. Killer, like you said a few days ago, you're hoping to have some guns down by May 25th. Is that correct? No response. Alright. That's fine. I'm just waiting for y'all to finish typing what you're gonna say and then I'll chime in. Alright. Alright, so basically once we get the gun mechanics down and we get the modeling done, and once I have a map that's actually gonna work and be good to test on, that has everything that we need, like say a few houses, some rocks, and some just obstacles to hide behind, then we can start playtesting, and then once we like it, then we can distribute it. Like I said, a month or 2 months, that's what I'm hoping for. If we can get that down, that would be really good. Alright. What do you mean by asymmetric? I've never heard of an asymmetric design. I just... First of all, you spelled that wrong. There's 2 M's. Alright, so an asymmetric design, it can be more complicated techniques to pull off, but when done will result in beautiful and eye-catching designs. Sort of. I mean, that is a good way to go, but that means we have to put a lot of time into actually making the maps look really good and all of that sort of stuff. And just every single texture looking good. But if we do if we spend a lot of time on textures and graphics, yeah, it's fine. But if we spend a lot of time on texture and graphics, we also need to put a lot of time into aesthetics, which is the feeling you get from the game. Most of y'all probably know what aesthetics are. But if we just spend all our time on graphics, don't even worry about aesthetics, like that's my main fear, and we're gonna skip over that because we're worrying about and optimization. Yeah, because I'm worried about that. Uh, it will get too overpowered with the graphics that there won't be any aesthetics, nothing that will pull you into the game because that's what pulls me into game. I like the graphics and aesthetics because if those are both good, then it's going to be a freaking good game. So, yeah, and Killer, going on to what you said up here just while I was talking. Uh, yeah, white box seems good. Animation to me kind of seems easier than the modeling. It probably is because all you do is move a few points to make it move. But if you ever need help in that, I'm always open because I'm more of an I I would like to do more animating than modeling because that just seems easier to me because I am still learning how to model, but I do know how to animate a bit. And also I'm taking an animation class next year. Yeah. And I don't want to kind of do what Call of Duty Black Ops 3 did, because if you look at almost every single one of their maps, it's mirrored. They both run the same directions, they both have the same stuff. Alright, let's take Combine for example. House, house. And then there's a middle with Battlefield, and then there's two sides that you can go on. There's nowhere to really run around in there. So, yeah, we might want to be careful on that. And also, I want our maps to be medium to large. Have the medium maps where, so if you're watching the video, and I'll uh, send it to y'all too, I want it to have like game modes, so you can have like 8v8 list, then you have a 12v12 list, then you have a 16v16 list, which the 8x8 will have smaller to medium sized maps, and then 12 by 12 is going to have medium maps, and then 16 by 16 is going to have medium to, yeah, we've already seen that, um, medium to large maps. And then once you click on that game mode or game team size, once you click on that team size, then you'll be brought to the list. And in the AVA, it will have like team deathmatch, capture the flag, zone capture, which we're calling it zone capture so we don't get into affairs with people saying, hey, you're copying Call of Duty domination. I mean, uh, a lot of games have domination, and there's scrimmage. Uh, that's basically a team deathmatch, but I don't feel like it fits into our type of game that I'm wanting to develop with y'all. And yeah, so and the game modes I'm wanting to start off with, I know I'm getting sidetracked, but I want to start off team deathmatch, and then capture the flag. So like there's one flag, no, there's a flag at each base, and you basically just run to each other's side and try to steal their flag. Pretty simple. Uh, yeah, and have like three different maps with like it's the same map, but there's three different types. So it could be like morning, noon, or night. Yeah, that sounds really good. Alright, that sounds good. So we have team deathmatch, capture the flag, and some other stuff. But let's go ahead and go back to the graphics since we're not done on that because we're talking about all this and yeah, but the maps they need to be really well designed and not spent. I don't want to try to spend too much time on them, but I want to spend enough that they're good and not just thrown together. I also like hiding spots, so I'm gonna add a few hiding spots in there if you ever want to go in a ghillie suit and then sneak around and hide in the grass and all that. What do you mean by gameplay first, looks later, in my opinion? You need English well. Alright, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of doing that, but I don't know. At the pace that we're going, I feel like we need to kind of do them both at the same time because since I'm primarily focusing on the story, map design, and uh, a bit of coding, and I'm wanting to learn a bit of modeling, and Killer's taking over the modeling, most of it. Well, primarily like all of it. And then y'all two are coding. We all have our different parts and what we're good at. So I feel like that we should try and build prototypes. That's what I've been saying for the past few days that I need to build a prototype. And then once we get uh, some coding in and some character models and some guns, then we could see how the prototype and the gameplay feels together. And like if that map feels good for our gameplay, that's what I'm going with. It's so difficult with y'all typing. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that we're a good enough team that we know how to all work together and know how a game works and how we picture the game. So I'm kind of liking the gameplay and prototype at the same time because then so we're not focusing all on the gameplay at that time that we actually have time to prototype if that makes any sense. It's not making sense to me, but yeah, like Killer said, like maybe add more trees in a certain spot or another building, etc. Because if we're building a prototype and we also have down the gameplay features or gameplay mechanics. Sorry, uh, and just see how they both fit together and see how they work. I think that would be better because ah, hmm. Yeah. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's not talk about anything while Killer's out. He should be on in like a minute. Unless he's on his data, then Discord loads up really quick. I don't know why, but on the phone it takes so long on the Wi-Fi, but on your data it's like bing, open. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Better at what? No, it's English. 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 Also, I think I am going to put this on the Discord so everybody can see. Don't you think that would be good? Can Killer talk?
Hello.
Alright, there.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, thank fuck.
Alright, so we were just talking about putting this on the Discord so everybody can see our plans maybe and see how we're going to do everything. Don't you think that sounds good? Because everybody in here is following up on our game design and it will also tell them some things that we're doing.
You mean in the main room?
Like putting it in hashtag videos or in announcements or daily images of work. Any of those would work.
Hello?
Hello?
So you mean in the main room, or is that what you mean?
Videos, daily images of work, or announcements, those could work. Just so that the entire Discord can see what we're doing, what we're going to be up to, and just our...
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And I think I'm also going to do a thing, like, once we actually get into production, making a YouTube series over what we're doing right now, like, and showing off our game, just so that we can build up the viewers. And I was thinking of calling it, like, a day in life of an indie developer or something like that, because I've seen many of those out there and people actually enjoy following up on an indie game to see what they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so what should we go on to now? So we went over gameplay, went over aesthetics, graphics.
Yeah, so, yeah, just from what we were talking about, yeah, I definitely think what we should do is make maybe one gun of each, just so it's like in... Oh, just get up for you, 1 sec.
What do you mean for testing, Pedro? Oh, yeah. Like making a handgun, making an assault, submachine gun, machine gun, sniper, all that sort of stuff. Like making one of each instead of like going into an entire category. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's looking really nice.
Yeah, so I say make we'll just I'll leave it in this sort of stage where it's just like the white box color. I won't add any texture. The top piece is all separate, so that can be animated. So it's the trigger.
Yeah.
So obviously when you push that, and the hammer, it's not. I haven't added it yet, but that'll be separate. So that can be animated. And I'll do like one handgun, one rifle, one shotgun, just so that then Pedro can then get to work on those. So adding like the animation, the code of I don't know how quick they will fire, reload speeds, everything like that, accuracy. And then again, once done that, I think if you work on some level designs, we'll get the same sort of stage, just white box. So like I know a couple of buildings will be like square blocks with a couple of holes cut out where the doors would be, or um, or create like alleyways doing the same sort of thing. So that here's like we have like an idea of what the maps will look like.
Yeah. Um.
Um,
So is this what you're talking about, white boxing, where it's just the
yeah,
gun model, just a basic gun model, and it's just a white
yeah,
box?
yeah, just yeah,
Yeah, but later on in the future, all those pointy square edges will be rounded, correct?
yeah. See where like the trigger is.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be all smoothed out like that. Yeah, we'll smooth out everything.
All right.
Um, and some of the maps as well. I think we should sort of just um, do like a basic, I don't know, sort of tree shape, plonk those down. So like we'll build the trees in if you want to build the trees, or I've got some I can use and rocks. We'll place them as like the white box. There's no point trying to um, add all these like awesome textured weapons and all that when we're still building and developing.
Yeah.
It's going to take longer as well when it's not all like optimized.
Yeah, and I really like the idea that Pedro pulled up. I said it earlier, but I'm gonna say it again. The taking it one gun out of the category at a time,
Yep.
because that's really good.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way because at least he's got a script that he can build like just modify slightly for each category for each gun
Yeah.
instead of having to yeah. And like same with you, if you when you do buildings, like when you do the map, just do buildings as like 4 walls, a door hole, and like a roof type, that sort of thing. I don't know. It's up to you how you want to do it. I'd say try and just do what I've like on the handle. What I've done.
All right.
Yeah, and then build up.
Yeah, that sounds really good. All right. So all this sounding really good. Let's see if there's another subject that we can touch. Because do y'all want to do these weekly? Like talking about what we're gonna be doing, what we've been doing, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Because then we can actually get up, like we can talk to each other. We can be like, "Hey, I've been doing this," and instead of just typing,
yeah. We can like
but do them much earlier and on a weekend, so it isn't like what is it, 23 right now for real? 23
yeah
hours.
23 yeah 23:40.
Uh,
Also, I think if we do that once a week, at least we can sort of try and hit our deadlines
yeah.
if we're doing this. So it's
And
not too laxed, but we're sort of giving ourselves a little bit of pressure to try and get things done. But I definitely think we should be able to get some guns out, maps done
okay, Drew.
in the time you want.
Yeah. All right. Just going backwards like 10 minutes. I'm gonna pull up my map right here that I designed. Do you think I should start prototyping this one first, the crater map that I made, or if I should go a bit smaller. Because, like I said in the writing, you can see that it will take 45 seconds to get from A to B from the blue line. You think I should go a bit smaller? Would that be a medium or a large size map to y'all?
It depends, doesn't it? How big you want to go?
Yeah, because I mean, from the circle in the middle, right next to the tiny B, that's where. Alright, let me just describe it because I didn't describe it fully in the chat. So the tiny B's, tiny A's and B's are the spawn zones where if you die, you can spawn anywhere around that. And then the red circles are for zone capture, which is like domination. And then these little butterfly things, or whatever you want to call them, these little messed up circles are giant rocks that are going to be in the map, and they're just going to be really big. We're also going to add some more tiny rocks somewhere in there just for like cover, and we're going to add trees. And my logic for it is at each end, at A and B end, there will be like kind of a road for a ramp sort of thing going down to the crater for the actual battlefield. Because where you spawn is like the level ground, and you can go up, but there will be a barrier so you can't.
I think I understand.
Yeah. 25 seconds? Well, I mean, I was just making a prediction based on the size of that I drew.
So I don't know if you've played PlayerUnknown, either of you?
No.
Okay. That takes about, in the vehicle, a minute, maybe, to go from the top to the centre, would you say, Pedro? Or from the top to the bottom, military base. Yeah, and that's a pretty big map. So running on foot, 45 seconds is quite long.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
Ooh, also, uh, but
Yeah.
how about infinite sprint? Are we gonna do that, or are we gonna do the sprint where you only have like 10 seconds, then you need like 4 seconds to break and then sprint again? Because in real life, you could make it from A to B if you sprinted the entire time and you would survive.
We could always add like a stamina.
What do you mean slows down gameplay if we have infinite sprint? I don't understand what you're saying.
So you're saying if you didn't have infinite sprint, it'd slow down the gameplay?
So are you yes for infinite sprint or no? Alright, I thought you were no for a second. I was like, how is not having that gonna slow? Alright, now I understand.
Okay.
Or we could make it so like you have 30 seconds of sprint. So would it be infinite?
Or you can have like a stamina bar that is 30 seconds full, so they can hold it down, sprint for 30 seconds.
How about a stamina bar that comes up whenever you start sprinting, so it's not like they're 24/7?
Yeah.
Kind of like Halo Online. Have y'all played that yet? El Dorito?
No.
Because yeah, they have. If you enable sprinting on your server, it will have like a little bar for how long you can run, and it automatically starts recharging as soon as you stop.
Okay. Because then also with that, if they sort of deplete that, you can have it so like their gun accuracy isn't good straight away. I don't know. It depends how far you want to go, really, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, that's not gonna really matter if you're running an assault rifle, because if you sway, you're still gonna shoot everywhere and kill the guy probably. But that will matter if you're a sniper. So say you're
Mm.
sprinting to that cover and then you lay down and then you're swaying all over the place. You can't get a shot. So that might
Yeah,
be a good or bad thing.
yeah. But that's only obviously if it's depleted. If you hold down your sprint button for the full 30 seconds and run it out, then you're like sort of you're sort of trying to catch your breath back a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think maybe like 2 or 3 seconds of sway, and you'll hear like breathing, like, and then you'll be
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
But it will still take a few seconds for you to actually get back up to full stamina and start running.
yeah. What do you think, Pedro? Or do you think just go with the 100 infinite sprint?
Live with what?
Or, or why don't you just skip both and we'll test both out?
I mean, we could do that too.
See which one like you actually physically prefer then.
Hey, I can get a like an actual gamer over. I can go ask my brother real quick and see what he thinks.
Can I do?
All right, give me 1 second. Mute my mic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm back. So what were y'all talking about? And I'll tell y'all what I just talked about.
What do you mean?
Did y'all talk about anything?
No.
Alright. So I went up to him and I was like, would you rather have a bit of sway after running for a while? Or have a no sway, but you still hear the breathing as you're trying to regain your stamina? He said that um, if this is going to be a PvP, like based on PvP multiplayer, then have it no sway because I forgot the reasoning, but he said look at games like CSGO because you see how fast they kill. There is no sway after running because you'll see them like run and then they'll jump up and start shooting and they'll have no sway and they can get the kill as fast as they can.
Mm. I don't like CSGO, so.
Me neither. I've just never got into it. I never even played it. I've just seen videos on it.
Yeah, I got it when it was on sale. And played about twice, and that's it.
Pedro, don't you play anything and everything? I just wish I could play anything or everything. Alright, what else I gonna do?
So like games like Call of Duty, Battlefield, PlayerUnknown, they all have like a bit of sway, or like, don't they?
Yeah, I mean a bit like whenever you're aiming down sights, how you're breathing, you have a bit of sway. Because a
Mm.
sniper rifle, they're trying to make it as logical. Because whenever you're holding a sniper rifle up, you're not going to be as still as you can. Even
No.
whenever you hold down L3, your left control or your left analog stick, and
Mm.
you're holding your breath, you still have a bit of sway because you're never going to stand still. You can hold your breath and steady, but you can't actually just stand still like a stick. So I
Yeah.
think a bit of sway would be good. Like if you're
I think
aiming
it'd be.
down sights, on an assault rifle, you never have sway. But on a
I think.
sniper, yes.
I think if someone was sniping and they had no sway, I think they'd just pick everyone off constant. Be too easy.
Yeah. So,
Mm.
uh, what other gun mechanics should we implement? So we got a bit of sway with the sniper. No sway after sprinting. Let's
Yeah.
see.
So
Uh,
no sway under sprinting, but have sprinting deplete.
yes.
Okay. Um.
Oh yeah, and I was also thinking about this yesterday, and yesterday night before I went to bed, having like where whenever you get shot, you see like Call of Duty and Battlefield how like blood just splatters on your face. Like, how is that logical? But uh, I was thinking of instead of like a health bar, because I don't like health bars in shooter games, have it to like where your screen gets slowly red and it turns like bright red whenever you die. Doesn't that sound cool? Like, say you get shot and the corners turn red, and then it slowly starts fading in until you die.
Oh. Going on that, you could have it so that your health is like. You say if your screen was divided, like all the corners,
Yeah.
you can have that as your health. So it could be like if you get shot once, I know the top left-hand corner could sort of go reddish. You get shot again, it could be like the bottom right or the top right, and then yeah, and then until your screens were completely covered, you're like dead. That sort of thing.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a person. But I don't see. I don't like that idea because it just. I don't know. It kind of seems weird to me because like some Minecraft texture packs I've used, it kind of does that where it's like whenever you're breaking the block, that's what it reminds me of because like one corner will start fading and then the second corner and then the. I don't know. That's what it reminds me of, and I just don't like it.
Okay.
But doesn't the slowly fading in red sound cool?
Yeah, I think they have it on similar thing on Life is Feudal. When you start dying,
Never heard of that game.
it's like a survival MMO.
Alright, and remember, guys, everybody that's watching the video, game developers, we look at other games, see how they do stuff, and then we try and find out ways that we can sort of do stuff, if that makes sense. Just like redoing it. And maybe there's some ideas that were like, hey, I came up with this idea, and then they're like, no, this is from another game. Well, we've never heard of that game, and then this happened. And mainly what we try to do is we're like, oh, this is a really cool feature. We should try and uh, redo it and make it to our game. Like the red on the screen, that's always been something. In every shooter game, it always turns red because that's
Mm.
indicating that you got hurt.
Yeah.
In Black Ops 3, you have the little arrow that points in the direction that you got shot from. In older Call of Duty games, you would have blood splatter on your screen. In
Mm.
Battlefield, your screen goes red, I think, in like certain areas. CS:GO, I think you turn red. No, I'm sorry, Pedro. CS:GO players. Ugh. All right, but yeah, there's always something that you're like, hey, they stole this. No, they didn't. They probably just saw and they're like, oh, this is a really cool idea, and I'm gonna make it my own idea. If that makes sense in a way, because it's not stealing. It may be like, uh, I don't know, something as simple as lighting in your map or your map size or your map that kind of looks the same. You're like, I've never heard of this game. Maybe they had the same idea or same people talking to us, telling us that they wanted a feature like that, and sort of like that. Doesn't that make sense, Killer?
Yeah. No, I think it's quite good to have.
Remember, we're not trying to steal anything. Because stealing is bad, and then you get copyright, and then you could get your game taken down if you don't fix it, and then you could get sued. Yeah, we
Well,
don't
like
want
the
anything.
old yeah, it's like PUBG.
Alright, so let's. We didn't actually talk about this. Like, how long have I been recording? 40 minutes. Oh, jeez, this is gonna be a long video. 30 minutes ago, when we were talking about graphics and stuff.
Mhm.
Happy birthday, Pedro's brother. Woo. But we didn't actually talk about what type of graphics we're gonna go with. We're gonna go with
Mm.
realistic, if we're gonna go for plastic, if we're gonna go with um, the COD feel, how you you can see how they tried to win real life looking textures. I mean, not like realistic, but you can see like every single rock texture, and you can see the bricks in the wall, like that. Like, go ahead. I didn't put you in studio mode. Say,
Um, I prefer realistic personally, but I do like a bit of Overwatch.
yeah, Overwatch did a great job with the kind of plasticky feeling. It wasn't super plastic like clay, but it's like that. I don't know. It's a type of plastic, I'm guessing. Wait, let's see.
Right.
Like, here's a picture that COD 3 did, or Black Ops 3. You can identify, as soon as the picture uploads, you can identify each brick in the wall, and it's not like just one wall. They're like, oh, that just looks like one rock, and it's just smooth. You can actually tell the bumps and the creases in the rocks. Yeah, that's
Wait, do you
fine.
post? Do you post it or not?
Yeah, I just posted it. Pedro, that's fine. We are at 44 minutes of recording, and we'll be done in a few minutes. And the video should be uploaded by tomorrow morning for me, since Xfinity is being really bad with our upload speed. It used to be instant for a picture to upload, now it takes like 10 seconds. Alright, see ya. Alright, yeah, but you can tell every single rock and how it bulges out a little. And that's what I like about their textures.
So they're probably using PBR maps.
Uh,
I'd say.
PBR maps. Hold on,
Yeah.
I'm forgetting stuff. PBR maps. I think
What does it mean?
Pedro mentioned that once.
Yeah, it looks
Oh
like
yeah,
it.
this. Are you talking about? Oh, here I left.
Yeah, I just noticed. So if I go like that, add new material.
Alright, so are you talking about this? Like, you see how it was just a plain wall with some, like, dents in it? And then they put it up against the lighting, and then it absorbed it, and now it looks really good? Talking about that?
Yeah. So it's just a build up of different map types.
Alright. So it's
And
basically.
they're reactive to the light in the environment.
Alright, I'm uploading another image. Come on, Xfinity. Processing. Alright, there. So it's kind of like a material, and then as soon as you put it onto something and you add lighting, then it goes into effect. Because as you can see with this, it's 5 different materials, and then as soon as they apply it to the object and add the lighting, you can tell that it looks like real brick.
Let's have a look. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. Oh, I just had an idea for.
And so then all you have to do really is, so that you see that isn't like a load of individual bricks.
Uh-huh.
That is just a flat plane with distortion.
Yeah.
So it has a bit of, so it's not completely flat, but it has a slight some slight raised bits, and then all of the rest of it is done by all those maps.
Yep.
To make it look that realistic, and then that's the way you sort of save on obviously the size of your game.
Yeah. Alright, and the idea that just popped into my mind. Uh, so remember how we were talking about day and night cycle, or like having an option for day, noon, no, morning, noon, or night? How
Yeah.
about like whenever the players spawn into the map? Oh, that's not the image I want. Uh, stupid laptop. But whenever they like load in, they'll be greeted with like a 25-second countdown, and they can choose if they want morning, noon, or night. And at 5 seconds, that voting goes down, and whatever has the highest amount, the time automatically switches to. Maybe we could code something like that. And
Yeah.
so it's not like, say we have a map voting. Say there's like 5 maps to vote off of, and we put one of them as say if we just made them like different maps and put them in there. Say there might be 3 of the same map, just different time zones, and maybe somebody wanted, well, I don't know, but it would just save space for more maps to be pickable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that sounds really good. All right. Um,
I think that will be quite a nice little feature to have.
yeah, all right. I think we kind of need to end this meeting pretty soon because I am at 49 minutes of recording, and it is midnight for you. So, is there really anything else that we need to talk about before next week?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so, really. I can think of. Because all we need to do is get some guns done. Oh. And get some guns done. If you work on some prototypes,
Yeah, it's probably gonna take me a while to get some prototypes out because I am using the prototype on Unity, the prototype pack. I'm just gonna make some basic walls with the wall. Uh,
It's a prototype pack.
so it's basically just a blue and black prototypes. There's like cubes, a standard house, and all that, and you can just prototype with them. And then whenever you're ready for modeling, then you can look at that map and be like, okay, I'm gonna scale this house to be like this, and that's whenever you can actually add the doors and windows. Here, I can probably find a picture on Google.
Mm,
Type. Let's see, because it'll take too long for me to open up Unity right now. Trust me, it takes like 3 minutes.
Sorry.
Yeah, standard laptop. Yeehaw. Well, I can't find it, but if you ever go into Unity, you go to File, Import, and then File, Import, and then ah, and then you'll find Prototype if you scroll down. You can just import that, and you'll have all the assets to the prototype. All right. Well, does this conclude the meeting?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you Killer and Pedro for joining me. Coolio could not make it. It is too late for him, and he has school in the morning. Um, Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more on this, we'll try to do it weekly. But if not, just join our Discord. We post everything here. Like once we have an update, like this one was last Friday, last Wednesday, and then the 18th of April. We always try and post stuff on our Discord to keep everyone active. We even have a Minecraft talk, so you can talk about Minecraft. We have World of Warcraft, gaming, all that sort of stuff, and you can even share your own development and what you're working on as an indie dev or an AAA creator if you're watching this. But and we also have a main room. We always talk in there. Yes, I just took my Algebra State test. It sucked. Uh, yeah, but we'll be trying to post these a lot, and I'll try to leave them unedited, just for the sake of you get to see everything and how we worked on it. Yes, an hour of footage every single week. I don't know. That might be too much, so I might edit some of them, but I'll try not to. But this is basically just to see what we're doing in our game, how long our game's going to take, our beta testers, everything that we're going to do. I may, like in a month or so, once we have stuff on the ground and we actually have a map, I might even hop on my brother's, if he'll let me, computer and record some stuff, since mine probably can't handle a game because it takes too long to load into anything anyways. So I get kicked from every single server I try to join because my hard drive just won't allow the running and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, um, make sure to keep on looking at my channel for updates on this type of stuff. I'm also posting gaming videos, all that sort of stuff. Working on Unity. If I never post a video, you probably know where I am. This probably gives a hint. Uh, but yeah, if you do want to know the name for our game so far, we are going with Black Hawk, and we can talk about that in the next episode if you want, or if you all want. But that's pretty much it. Like, comment, comment anything you liked in this video. Anything that'll give us tips or ideas to add into our game. We enjoy that. Subscribe for more of these and gaming, because I love to play Minecraft and World of Warcraft, because those are like the only two games I can run on this computer. Um, Team Fortress, but I'm not gonna upload that. But thank you guys for watching. This has been jsfriendGaming. Killer, Pedro, he's not here, but What are we, killer?
Sorry.
You're supposed to say we're the mortals.
Oh.
We're the mortals.
We're the mortals.
Alright, see ya.
See ya.